So this is another webinar in its own right, really, but let me just give you an illustration. So we encourage, as part of the ripples in our clients, that once we've helped them and they've helped themselves implement significant change, the organization needs to be able to redesign the way that it deploys objectives. Now, the thing about this is everybody knows the words. So as soon as everybody knows the words, a lot of people go, we've got that. But the value of this is keeping it simple, not overcomplicating it. One of the negatives is that we would very easily overcomplicate it. So this is the top level team in an organization. They need to have objectives. They need to have goals, they need to have strategies, and they need to have measures. And at that level, this is probably a 5-year plan. Now, because it's maybe 3 years, a 5 or 3 year plan, people want to throw the kitchen sink at it. But the skill of being able to minimize it, keep it simple, is the beauty of then joining up an organization of, many thousands of people. So objectives, 1, 2, 3, 4 big top line objectives, nothing more than 5, probably nothing less than 3. I've worked with top teams, and the first thing I want to do is put everything in there to control every team in 5 different locations. But the beauty of it is to keep it simple. So an objective is, what have we got to deliver for the business? So they're big, broad things, profit, cost reduction, efficiency improvement, safety, whatever it might be. And against those 4 key big numbers that the business can track against it. And then again, simple, 1, 2, maybe 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, strategies on how those objectives are going to be fixed. Okay, so these are the hows. So they're clearly, what have we got to do and how as a business are we going to do it? And that's, I don't know, 3 to 5 years. I'm making that up. Okay, so here are measures against each of those strategies. So they are trackers. They're not a breakdown of the goals. So each strategy is divided into equal measures of obtaining the goal. Okay, so what you've got is numbers, words. And that's the top level of the organization. That's the head of sales. I'm just using my somewhat simplistic example. Head of sales, head of operations, head of design, and all the others. They're putting that together. Then they go, I'm not going to go more than 2 levels, don't worry. They go and develop their own OGSM. I won't write on all of it. And because they've been a part of that first, so there they are, whoops. So there they are. They're developing the top level. They're going down into their business and leading the same process, but the strategies and the measures, words and numbers, are taken down to be their objectives and goals, objectives and goals, objectives and goals. And that person takes his management team or her management team and they devise the unique customized hows for, what did I say that was? Sales, operations, design. And although people say, oh, we do it. Yeah, some people do it, but they change it, they adjust it, and it loses some of its simplicity. Because what you've got here, just to change color again, what you've got here is you've got exactly the same objectives in sales as you've got in operations, as you've got in design, and you're meant to take all of them and see what you can do as your part of the business to work on all of them. And it's sort of joining the business up because they're working on exactly the same things, but they've got influence on what they can influence. So their strategies are much more associated with what they know they can do. So immediately you've got a process that is joining up people and they're not living with. So often the strategies implement lean. I see some of you lean process consultants, various different things. Implement lean can be a strategy amongst all of them, or if it's so important, it's a top level company strategy, then it goes down into the business and automatically gets a plan for implementing based on the work that lower level is. Of course, you can go down again and down again, depending on the size of the organization. And we go to businesses, politely say, how do you cascade your objectives? How do you join your management team up? And they go and they show plans, and they show top level plans, because this, you know, you break this here down to about a year. This isn't 3 years. And the complex plans, it's like rolling out a piece of wallpaper, because they're trying to address things down at this level of the business. And it goes back to this. The objective setting, the way you think about it, the objective setting activity is up here. You don't set those things for a change program. You don't work the fine detail, because if you imagine that going down to another level inside sales, another level inside operations, it's going to get addressed at their local strategies. So it's having the confidence that you're setting that up for the rest of the organization. Okay, so that's a webinar in itself.